Hey, welcome to the first Vinyasa video. So today, I don't know, we're just gonna see how it flows. I'm feeling like I need some lengthening, so that's what we're gonna shoot for, just lengthening through our entire bodies. I know a few of you are definitely still working like normal, getting out of the house and whatnot, but I know some of you are sitting a lot more, and overall some of us are sitting more just because we're not out doing all the things. like so when we're sitting, we're getting all crunched up and we're having to do things in front of a screen, which makes us move still, but still we're just more like involved on all of the devices and everything. So I want to talk about opening up and lengthening, stretching, feeling good, moving, but again, we're not trying to push super hard here. So you've got your yoga sculpt, hopefully your Zoom classes too through the week. So those are 3 times in the week that you can, get at a higher intensity. And I just want to put the focus here on breathing and moving intentionally. So just keep that in mind as we go through this class. So go ahead, find a comfortable seat. Also, if you've got blanket, bolster, blocks, I always just like to keep them around. I may not throw them in there, but for you may want to throw them in on certain poses and whatnot. They're a prop, they're a tool. They don't make things easier necessarily, so never look at it as that. They just help you get in the proper alignment so you can actually feel what certain poses are supposed to be doing for you. If you can't get there without those props, then you may not be getting the benefits of that pose. So just remember that, all right? So comfortable seat, in which actually for me, I love to have a pillow or a block to sit up on. Helps me feel like my hips open up a little more. So I'll just place it under my sit bones. Cross my ankles over each other and let my knees fall. And that feels just so much better than simply sitting on the ground. And again, getting that flexion in the hips. It allows the hips to open a little more. And I feel like I can sit up a lot taller. So find that seat, close the eyes. Begin to focus solely on your breath. Whether there's other distractions going on around you right now, whether there's other people in the house or just whatever, try to keep your focus just on you, on your movement in each moment. Try not to let the mind drift away. As you breathe in through the nose, feel yourself lengthen towards the sky. And as you exhale all that air out, feel yourself soften towards the ground. Moving through a few breaths like this. Be sure to go at your own pace. Empty the lungs completely. And as you fill them on the inhale, take a little extra sip at the top. When you think you can't take any more air in, a little extra sip, and release it with control. If you feel like you have problems on one part of the breath, if you feel like you can't take a full inhale or full exhale, put your focus on that right now. I often feel like I'm not taking full inhales. I need a little extra time, that little extra sip. So here I like to really focus on that inhale. Feeling that chest up completely. One more. This time we're going to bring the hands up to the sky on that inhale. And as you exhale, press the palms down, press them down by the sides, let the head bow inward. Roll the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. Bring the head back to neutral, open those eyes. You can stay on your elevated surface if you have it, or you can go ahead and come down to the floor. We're just going to take a couple side stretches here. Inhale, right arm up, left hand down, little bend in the elbow. So whether you're lifted or not, I want that right sit bone to stay rooted into the ground. Inhale up, exhale over to the other side. Inhale up, exhale, twist it, I love starting with some side bends and twists, so it might be a common theme through the sculpts and through the vinyasas to start like this. Inhale through center, exhale through the other side. And you'll come back to center. If you're sitting up on something, go ahead, remove that. Place it to the sides. Come to all fours. Tabletop position. Cat-cows again are a staple in warming up through the entire spine here. So here I want you to drop the chest between the shoulders and feel those scapulas come together, and then press into those hands, fill up between the scapulas. And we're just going to do a couple here. Now try not to let the head just jut down. It's moving through the chest. Your neck stays in line. You're not just moving the chin. Press up. Let yourself fall there. You should feel some activation across the back of the shoulders. Make sure those elbow creases are facing straight ahead of you, so the shoulder blades are flat on the back. Couple more. And then just come to that neutral spine, so you should feel a flat back, toes curled or uncurled, however you feel most stable. Now on the inhale, we drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, round, so you're pressing into the backs of those shoulders again, but this time the whole spine is reaching to the sky. Exhale, or inhale, sorry, look up. Exhale, round. And again, moving with your breath here. Add in any extra movements that feel good. Sending those hips forward and back. Make sure you switch directions. Sway it, keep up with the inhale as you drop the chest, the exhale as you round. Balance yourself out and make your way back to a neutral spine. Gonna go ahead and step the legs out into a plank position. Feet about hips width distance apart, filling that gap between the shoulders. And then exhale, lower the knees down. Sit the hips back, child's pose. Inhale, bring it forward, lift the knees, plank. Steady the breath. Squeeze the glutes. Drop the knees, sit the heels, hips back, child's pose. Inhale it forward, curl the toes, lift the knees, squeeze the glutes, plank. Fill up between those shoulders. Drop the knees. Bring the toes together, widen out those knees here, and into that child's pose. So even in child's pose, we can think about lengthening. Hips reach back. Think about the tip of the tailbone touching the wall behind you, and the tips of the fingers touching the wall in front of you. Forehead relaxes to the mat. Searching for that length throughout the entire spine. Now with your next inhale, you're going to walk both hands over to the left side. Press the right hip back, reach the right fingertips forward. You can stack the right hand on top of the left. Again, forehead down and relaxed. Lengthening the right side body. Inhale, walk it to center and over to the other side. And if you want a little more intensity, you stack that left hand on the right, forehead relaxes, press the left hip back, reach the left fingertips forward. Inhale to center. Bring the palms to touch, pinky edges down, thumbs up. And you're going to bend the elbows, bringing the thumbs to the back of the head. Here you can start to walk the elbows forward. Should feel a nice stretch with the back of the arms there. Keep pressing those hips back and down. Lengthen those arms. Press into those hands. Make your way to downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, pedal those knees out. So maybe first thing in the morning, it may be after a workout or after a hike or whatever time of day it is, you just might need to give yourself a little more grace in this first down dog. Just add that little bit of movement. Find some stillness in your down dog. Or try not to look between the legs. Let the ears be by the biceps. You can see the toes, but you're not staring at them. Just straight down at your mat. Hips straight up to the sky. Feel the length from the heels up to the glutes and from the glutes down to the hands. Perfect triangle here of lengthening. The inhale, look forward. Start to step those feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, let it all fold. Crab opposite elbows, sway side to side. Let the hands drop. Widen your sway out. Bring your hands off the mat to either side. Come back to center. Let yourself hang here. Get no tension in that upper body. But here we begin to think about finding that length. So if your knees are, that's perfectly fine. You just want to think about lifting those hips up to the sky a little bit more. Gradually straightening through the knees. Think about the length through the spine, the crown of the head reaching towards the floor. Next inhale, come up halfway. We lengthen through the legs, we lengthen through the spine as the crown of the head reaches to the wall in front of you, shoulder blades just down the back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway, find that length. Exhale, fold. Inhale one more time, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold it. Bend the knees and slowly start to rise one vertebrae at a time all the way up, sweeping the hands up overhead. Palms come to touch. Bring the hands down to heart center. Walk those feet in so the big toes touch. Heels can be slightly parted. Rock a little forward and back here. Especially depending on what kind of floor you're on, it might feel a little unbalanced. Carpet might feel a little bit harder to feel all edges of the feet. So I just want you to see what it feels like to put all your weight in your heels and then all your weight in the balls of the feet. Then move a little side to side. And I just move in those hips. Feel how you move side to side. You feel the outer edges of those feet press into the ground. You feel the weight shift. Come back to center. I want you to activate all four corners of those feet. You can shift a little forward and back. The balls of the feet feel rooted into the ground. The heels feel rooted. The inner and outer arches of the feet feel rooted. Your toes are not grabbing the mat, so you can pick them up and wiggle them around there. From here we create our line of energy from bottom to top. So you're pressing those feet into the ground. You feel that energy rebound through the whole body. It shoots up from the feet all the way to the head and right back down. Go ahead and bring the hands down by the sides. Open up the shoulders. Lift through the chest. Now our arms are lengthening. The fingertips are reaching to the floor, crown of the head to the sky. The legs are engaged here. Give a little squeeze in the glutes. The abs are engaged. You're actively pressing into the earth as you reach down to it. Big inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down, step back to your plank. We'll move through a couple rounds, taking it slow, and then we'll pick up in our flow as far as adding chaturanga. So first, exhale, lower knees, chin and chest. Slide the belly down, thighs down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale, press the belly button down, lift the eyes. Exhale, fold it one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press into the hands. Press the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So remember, the goal is to find more length, not to start out feeling like you got it all. As we go on, it should feel like you've got a little more flexibility, a little more room, a little more space. So don't feel bad if you feel super tight. You're not getting anywhere. You will get there. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step those feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Sweep the arms up to the sky. And exhale, dive right back into it. Fold over those legs. I chose the wrong shirt for this. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down, step it back to plank. In your plank, you always have this time to take that inhale first, and then exhale, shift the weight forward over the hands. Exhale, lower down, knees, chin, chest. Drop the belly. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press into the hands, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, half lift. Fold on your exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up. Press those feet into the earth. Sweep it up. Exhale, sweep it back down. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, hands down, step it back. If you like to add your chaturanga, now is the chance. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 2 more rounds, adjusting as you need, dropping the knees for chaturanga and going to baby cobra if you need it. Inhale, look it forward. Step it on your exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back. You can go straight into your chaturanga with that one exhale. Inhale, back bend of choice. Exhale, down dog. 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Follow that inhale to rise halfway. Exhale, we step, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, right back down into it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step it down and back. Lower. Lift on the inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step. Half lift. Fold on your exhale. Now bring those big toes to touch if they're not. This time on the inhale, we bend the knees, lift the chest, come into chair pose. Awesome. Stay in that chair. Just adjusting my view here. From your chair, go ahead, stand all the way up, sweep the hands by the sides. Inhale, lift the arms, sit the hips back into that chair. Sink it a little bit lower, squeeze those knees together. Try to get those ears between the biceps. Exhale, straighten the legs, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down, step back. Remember, you can take that full inhale and then use your next exhale to lower. Press through the hands, collarbone wide, on your back bend. Exhaling, down dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts, bend the knee, move that ankle. Roll it out. Now start to look up under that right armpit. Make sure you get both directions in that ankle. Keep reaching that foot behind you, almost like you were going to flip your dog. Then bring your gaze back forward. Exhale, knee to nose, and step the foot between the hands. Drop the back knee. Uncurl those toes. Inhale, come up to the knees. And then bring those hands up above the head. Exhale, bring those hands down. Let yourself feel the length through the front of that back leg. Lift through the chest. Curl the back toes. Lift the back knee. Sweep the right foot back, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, we step it. Inhale, half lift. Fold on the exhale. Inhale, root to rise, sweep up. Big swan dive forward, exhale. Inhale, you come up halfway. Exhale. Step back. Plank. Lower it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. We forgot our chair, but that's okay. Lift the left leg up and over. Bend the knee. Roll out that ankle a couple times each direction. And then start to gaze under that left armpit while pressing evenly through the hands. Keep reaching that foot back behind you. Open up that hip. Bring the gaze forward, sweep the leg behind you, knee towards the nose on the exhale, step the foot between the hands, drop the back knee. Slowly come up to that knee, let the hip drop forward. And make sure you're not putting all the weight in the ball of that front foot. You want to feel some weight in that heel so you can adjust if you need to, keeping the knee stacked over the ankle, arms sweep up. If you feel crunching in your low back, squeeze that back glute. Good, bring the hands down. Here too is always a good place, blocks if you have it, to keep you up. You feel like you're dumping just into that front leg. I want you to stay lifted through the chest as you drop the hip towards the floor. From here, curl the back toes, lift the back knee, sweep that left foot up and back, down dog. Look forward on the inhale, and you can step, hop, or float it. If you're ready to float it, you can definitely start to put the weight into the hands. Jump those feet between the hands, come into that inhale. Fold on the exhale, big toes touch, inhale, knees bend, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Hands down on the exhale, step back, plank, and flow it. You can always skip flows and go straight to down dog. Take child's pose whenever you need. Remember, the beauty of these recordings is if you need a break, you pause. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale again, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. One more time, right knee, right elbow. Then sweep it to center. Step the foot down. Sweep the left heel down, rise up, warrior one. Sweep the hands down. Step the right foot back. Exhale, lower it. Remember, you can modify, drop those knees. Lower all the way down, and then baby cobra. Exhale, down dog. Perfect. Couple breaths in down dog. And then we go to the left side. So inhale, lift that left leg up to the sky. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Lengthen on your inhale. Exhale it forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward. Sweep it to center. Foot between the hands, drop the back heel, rise, warrior one. Find length through that back leg. Exhale, hands down. Step it back. Flow it out. Dancing warrior series here. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. So that means one breath, one movement. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Flip the front palm, hinge forward as you inhale, and as you exhale, reverse your warrior. So again, holding that reversed warrior, you find length in your back leg and length through the right side body. Actively reach those fingertips forward, or backward rather. Sweep it back up, warrior two. Gaze forward, try to keep that knee over the ankle. Hands sweep down. Turn to the ball of the back foot. And then drop your back knee. Walk your hands inside of that front foot. So into that low lunge here. Now from here, if you feel good in that hip flexor, you can lower down to your elbows. But I want to make sure you're not rounded here. So if you're a turtle with a backpack on, then come back up to your hands. If you can keep that spine straight, then you can drop to those forearms. Again, blocks can be good here. Give you that elevation to get down a little deeper, but not too deep that you're pressing it too far. From here, come back up to the hands, place the left hand down, right arm up, twist. Don't let yourself dump in that shoulder, press into that left hand. Start to gaze, you can bring it back behind you a little more. Sweep the right hand down, curl the right toes, lift that knee, or left toes rather, step back, down dog, or your flow. You can always take an extra there. Left leg lifts, dancing warrior. Exhale, step forward, right heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, we open up warrior two. Flip your palm on the inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reverse it. Breathing steady here as we find length through a reverse warrior. Back leg, left side body. Keep the bend in the front knee. Rise up, warrior two. Sweep the hands down, curl, turn the back toes up so the heel's lifted, drop the knee. Walk both hands to the inside of that front foot. Uncurl the back toes, lizard. If and when you're ready, you can bring it to the elbows. Remember, keeping that spine extended. Chest comes forward between those arms. Press into those hands. Right hand plants. Left arm up. Remember, you're not just dumping in that shoulder, you're pressing into that hand. It's active. Both arms are active. The thing about yoga and people thinking it's easy or just stretching is completely false. Your muscles should be very active. Open that twist a little more if you can. Sweep the left hand down. Pick the back knee up, step it back, down dog. Again, flow if you need it, flow if you want it. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweep it up. Exhale, hands by the sides. Roll those shoulders up, down, and back. A couple times, as many times as you need it. And from here, you're just going to turn to face the long edge of your mat, coming into a nice wide straddle here. Toes are slightly in, heels are slightly out. If that's too much on the hips, then you can keep your feet parallel with each other or even turn the toes out slightly. Big reach up with the arms. And as you exhale, fold it forward, keeping that back as straight as possible. Grab onto whatever you got there. So the wider your feet, the easier it will be to get your head closer to the ground. Not that it's not really your goal to get your head on the ground or anything right now, but just if you feel super tight, it might help to widen your stance. So release that whole upper body, just like our normal forward fold. Shift the weight so the hips are over the heels. You feel the balls of the feet rooted into the ground. Just for some leverage, if you feel good and balanced, then you can grab onto the backs of the calves, the ankles, the heels, and give yourself a little tug. Belly into the spine to make room to fold a little more. Don't let the shoulders shrug to the ears. They're down the back, hips lifting to the sky, feet rooting into the ground. From here, if you have your legs, go ahead and release them and then just walk your hands between the legs, fingers facing away, pulling yourself a little deeper into that stretch. Don't let the butt go back behind you. Keep it over the heels. Strong legs. Squeeze those quads. Inhale, come up. Big sweep up. You're going to turn your right toes to face forward. Bend that knee. You're in your warrior two. You can flatten out that back foot to be parallel with the edge of your mat there. Warrior two. Hinge forward. Right elbow, right thigh. Lift the left arm up and over. Keep pressing the back foot into the ground. Sink that right hip down. Allow yourself to try and get that thigh parallel to the floor. Now bring that hand to the floor if you can. Again, block if you need it. You can press up here. From here, if you can, if you want to, you can go into a bind, wrapping that right hand behind the right thigh, and that left hand reaching towards the right hand. Go ahead, undo that bind. Strong legs, press up, warrior two. Straighten that front leg, walk your back foot in. We've got some windmills moves in our yoga sculpt, our first week of yoga sculpt from a triangle position, but here we're just doing a triangle. Arms lengthen, so heels are even with each other here. You're going to send the hips back. See that little move? Hips back. Hinging, reaching that right arm forward towards the wall. This leg stays engaged. Reach it until you can't anymore, and then tilt. Again, a block can be good here. So you're thinking about straight lines through the legs, through the arms, and from hip to head. Keep both legs engaged. Gaze up towards those fingertips as if it's okay on the neck. Inhale, straight legs. Fold it up, turn the right toes in, left toes out. You may need to widen because we shortened for that triangle. We're into that warrior two. So you can inch that foot a little forward if you need to. Back edge of the foot has contact with the mat. And when you're dropping that hip, think about dropping that hip to the mat to try and get that thigh parallel. Knee presses out slightly. Warrior two. Elbow to knee here. Right arm up and over. Extended side angle. So don't just be resting here on that leg. It's a little rest, but I still want you to use your strength to keep the torso lifted. Go ahead, begin to drop that hand towards the ground, block, whatever. You can be up on the fingertips. You don't have to be palm down, especially if you lose all alignment of the form. So I want your hip might go back towards the wall behind you. Zip it back in. Hip back in. So if it goes way back, you can't squeeze that glute anymore, then maybe you need to come up. So from here, if you want to add that bind, you let yourself sink lower, wrap for that thigh, maybe grab hands. But again, keep the knee over the ankle, hips forward. Release your bind, rise up, straighten the front leg, walk that back foot in. Find that length, reach those arms away from each other, send the hips behind you, reach, 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 and then tilt it. Palms face away, we're squeezing both legs. Maybe you gaze up towards those right fingertips. My sides actually feel a little sore from those windmills, so if you did the yoga sculpt before this, you might feel it here. Inhale, rise up. Turn both toes in. Let the hands rest here. Now your heels go in, toes go out. We're going to sit it down into our goddess pose. Maybe if I can get balanced here. Heels even with each other. Move a little side to side. So, talked a lot about lengthening in the beginning, how I want to focus on some length. So this necessarily isn't lengthening, but it's opening. Opening those hips. Find yourself in that middle. So if you feel like you're leaning forward here, you could be really tight in those hip flexors or just have sore legs. Don't dump here. Chest up, shoulders over those hips, even pressing those knees back. If you need to adjust the stance, adjust the stance. Go ahead, straighten the legs, turn the toes in, turn back to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift those arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down, step back, let's float out. Exhaling to your down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Now from here, we're going to come into a warrior three, which is a standing balance pose. So I want you to start to shift the weight forward over that right leg. So your light foot's going to get light. Your hands can stay on the ground till you feel comfortable, toes behind you are facing down. And rise up. Length from the back foot through the crown of the head, palms at heart center. You're going to slowly bend that front leg, drop the back foot, rise up into a lunge. And from here, bring the hands down to frame that front foot. Again, we're going to go to balancing, but we've got a half moon, so we're going to rotate slightly. So you're going to take your right hand, you're going to place it about a foot in front of your right foot, lift the left toes, turn the toes out away from you, and lift the left arm to the sky. So you're open up to the left now, balancing just on the fingertips of the right hand. Keep your back foot flexed. Challenge is looking up at the left hands, keeping that right leg engaged, and maybe floating the right fingertips away. Square it off, toes face the floor, left hand down. And from here, standing split, which is kind of a standing L for me. Grab behind the right leg, or you don't have to do that quite yet if you're not ready to balance, you just fold. Imagining the left leg is going straight up to the sky, trying to bring your forehead closer to your shin. If you want, you can grab onto that calf and pull yourself a little closer. Then from here, go ahead, drop the back toes, drop that back knee, and then we shift the hips back, reaching the right toes to the sky, coming straight into a nice hamstring stretch. After all those standing poses, that hamstring should be awake. Also, your blocks, anything, I love them in this pose. Especially to start. So we're going to hold a few breaths. Keep those right toes pointing straight up to the sky. And try and keep your hips square. Don't let that left hip come behind you and end up sideways. Square those hips off. If that means you need to spread your knee out to the left a little more, go for it. Just relax that upper body. And then start to hinge forward, bending that front knee. Again, adjusting as you need so the knee is over the ankle. Into that low lunge position, you're going to bend the back leg, reach for the back foot, and we're going to lengthen through that quad. So I feel really, really dumpy in my left shoulder today. I don't know why, it's giving me a really hard time, but I need a block today to be able to get where I want to get with my quad. So again, don't ever feel bad if you need extra props on any given day. And if you can't reach that foot, if it's way too far, get a strap, get a blanket, get a towel, anything like that, or even just bend it. But if you have something that you can kind of hook to that foot and give a little pull, that works too. Release it softly, curl the toes, lift the back knee. Step back to plank, flow out. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step it forward. So you kind of know where we're going on this side now, which is kind of the glory about yoga, as you see the flow through one side. So it's a little easier sometimes to get to it in a second. So warrior 3, standing balance. Bring that weight over the left foot, floating the right toes. Keep the foot flexed. Try and rise up to that capital T shape. Hands to heart center if you can. Gently bend the front knee, lower the back toes, rise up to a lunge here, drop the hips forward, lift through the chest. Hands come down for a moment here. We're opening up to our half moon. I'm just gonna switch so you can see what's going on here. Left leg still forward. Now that left hand goes in front of the left foot. Start to bring the weight forward. Right toes point away from you. Right hand to the sky. Strong left leg. My whole left side's like really giving up on me today. So you're gonna reach those right fingertips to the sky. Feel them pull you away from the earth. Keep that foot flexed. Maybe float those left fingertips off the ground. And we sweep it back forward, both hands down. We fold it into that standing split. Just imagine those toes are going straight up to the sky. Gently bend the knee. Place the back leg down. Lower the back knee. And we send those hips straight back. Left heel forward, left toes to the sky. Getting my blocks here. And by all means, if you have a full split, no problem, then you can go right into it. But we're not quite warming up like that today, so half split's fine. I need to be up tall on this side. And bring that foot down, knee over the ankle there, so just as you need to come into that low lunge position. Bend the back knee, reach for it with your hand there. So you can bring your other foot or hand inside the foot if you need. Try to bring that heel close to that butt. Gently release it, don't let it spring back. Lift the back knee, step it back. Plank, big inhale. Lower on the exhale. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down dog. With an inhale, look forward. And exhale, step, hop, or float it. Bad hop on my part. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Hands by the side. One more standing balance here, one of my favorites. We've got an eagle pose. So I'm gonna love this for the hips. So lengthening doesn't always look like pulling our whole body out in a big line. We're focusing on certain parts now. So we're going to focus on lengthening through that hip. So we're going to be all crunched up, but that outer hip is going to be lengthening. So let's start with the left side. You're going to come to balance on that left foot. You're going to cross your right knee up over the left. If you can, hook that calf. With those arms, bring them up, sweep the right arm under the left. Squeezing everything towards the center line. The lower you sit, the easier it is to wrap. Lift through the chest, creating a little bit of a back bend. Squeeze that foot, squeeze those arms. Gently start to come up, release the arms, release the leg. Handstand by the sides. Give it a little shimmy, a little shake. Other side. Steady that right leg. And as you start to sit, cross that left leg up and over. Oh my gosh. Okay, big sweep up left, under the right. Try to stay centered on that standing foot. Sink it down low. Stay lifted through your chest. You gotta keep squeezing, squeezing, squeezing everything here. Sit those hips down. Start to stand it up. Open it up. And release. I think I said that was the last one, but I lied, we're gonna do a tree. So back to the left foot, right foot, inside the left leg. So you wanna actually engage that left leg, press the foot into the leg so they're pressing into each other to stay balanced. Bring that knee out to the side. You wanna try and keep that left hip over that left foot. So if you're pushing yourself out, don't. Zip it up. Palms to heart center. If you can, if you want, bring the hands up to the sky. And if you want, close those eyes. Shoulders down the back, away from the ears. Bring the hands back to heart center. Release the right foot, step it down. All right, one more side here. Left leg strong. Place that foot. Remember, instantly feel that hip go. Zip it up. Oof. See? This is why sometimes it's great to have pants, a little more grip than in shorts, but sometimes it's just not there. Squeeze the standing leg, start at heart center. Collarbone wide, don't let yourself collapse through the chest. Try to press that knee out. Add on, if you like, by bringing the hands to the sky. Maybe closing those eyes. Keep that standing leg engaged. Go ahead, bring the hands down. Excuse me. Release the leg. Shimmy, shake it out. All right, let's take one more flow. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Hands down, step back. Here we go, last one. Big inhale. Big exhale. Go ahead, lower those knees down. And come to laying on your back. We're gonna end with just a couple twists. So find your way all the way to your back. Give yourself some space. We're gonna take an eagle twist. It doesn't have to be a full wrap here. We're gonna take your right knee over the left thigh and then drop both knees to the left. Gaze to the right. Try to keep that right shoulder on the ground. There's many different ways you can put the focus on a twist. Sometimes it can be bringing the knee all the way to the ground. Sometimes it's the shoulders staying put. Close your eyes. If you do want a little more of the legs, just put your left hand on top of your knees. Focus only on that breath. Inhale out through center, unwind the legs. Other thigh on top. Drop them to the right. Gazing to the left. And we're just trying to keep that shoulder blade down. That means the knees are way up on this side. That's okay. Just close the eyes, relax, just wringing it out. Inhale through center, release the legs there. Bring both knees in. Just grab onto those knees, rock low side to side. You make some circles. Then bring the feet to the sky, grab for the outer edges of those feet. Happy baby. Finding length through the spine here. Just like in child's pose, imagine that tailbone laying flat on the mat. As you pull those knees in towards the armpits, give them a little tug, pull, pull, pull. Feel it through those hips. Release the feet, bring the feet together, bring the knees together, wrap the hands around the shins. Bring your forehead to your knees, curl your toes, squeeze everything in as tight as you possibly can. Think about clenching every muscle in the body, the eyes, everything in the muscles, everything in the abs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Then release it. Let everything soften and lengthen on the floor. Take it as wide as you need, palms up. Walk the shoulders underneath you a little so that chest is nice and open. Big inhale through the nose and exhale it out the mouth. 2 more like that, inhale. One more, deepest yet. And rest in your Shavasana as long as you need. When you're ready to come out, just remind yourself to come out gently. And thank you guys for being a part of this. Namaste.